whatever, and sugar. I mean, and you got a formula for survival.
I was referring to genetically modified seeds making people infertile.
Well, I don't think that happens, but whatever. I mean, I don't think seeds are making people infertile, you know. But whatever, I think they gotta be careful how far they go with this genetic crap, because you don't know what you're gonna, what kind of Frankenstein you're gonna let loose. I mean, I'm a little more concerned when they're doing with active organisms, the bacteria and shit, when they start fucking around with them, because, one of those creatures gets loose with the wrong, you know, little extra hardware that we've created on it genetically, and all of a sudden, we could all be catching a cold, and that cold could give us arsenic poisoning or something. You know what I'm saying? That it could be accidentally, incredibly disastrous if some common bacteria gets polluted with some genetic capacity to do something that could be very harmful.
So I don't understand. I thought you wanted less people. So now you're defending people? I don't know.
I want less people, but I want less people through attrition, not through murder and suffering and hardship. I want it to be a willful choice not to create more people. I want less children put on the ride. I don't want the people that exist now to be harmed.
I got it.
Yeah, we don't need to make any more people. We have to take care of the mess we already have.
Yes, that's true. That's what we have to do, is be our good janitor. Clean up the slop.
Feels good too.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, you know.
the feeling good part. I haven't figured that out yet. But you're a weird guy. I mean, you spent 15 minutes now playing with your watermelon. So, maybe maybe you have a different psychology, and maybe you can make all this make sense. Gary, what's that? Is that a lollipop? Uh-oh. No, it's my cigarette. It's my e-cigarette. My electric cigarette. I've been doing it for 3 or 4 months now. No more expensive cigarettes. Well, I still do buy a pack every couple of weeks. Yeah, well, it's a nicotine inhaler. So it basically vaporizes nicotine. You pour nicotine into it, juice, and it vaporizes it, so it's kind of like a smoke. It's a vapor, though. There's no smoke. It's just water vapor with nicotine in it. So you kind of get the sensation of smoking without smoking.
I'm a geriatric nurse, so I've been there at the deathbed of a host of people, probably in the range of 40 people. I've been reflecting on physician-assisted suicide and whether or not if a doctor gave me an order to give a fatal morphine shot, if I would be able to carry through as a nurse or not. I'm kind of, I certainly have acted somewhat similar to a hospice nurse, which doesn't actively kill the patient, but I don't know if I could go through with actively killing someone.
Well, don't doctors usually do that anyway, though? I mean, when there's doing something that, kind of important. But I don't see any problem. I mean, it just, if somebody's gone, they're gone. And wasting resources, keeping dead people alive. I've seen people do that. I've seen dead people be kept alive for a fucking long, long time, and it's not the fucking good. It's not good at all. And right now, I don't even get into the details of it, but I mean, I've watched somebody just waste 8 years of their life, putting diapers on old people, and it's just insane. the Mrs. Pac-Man is here. Yay!
Yeah, it's, we're running full code. Okay, so a code means CPR, intubation, ventilation, so on and so forth, on a cancer-ridden 90-year-old. Okay, so I myself have actively broke ribs to save the life of some 90-year-old gentleman who will die generally within 48 hours. And it will cost about 20 grand to do that, to run that code, the trip to the ER, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I agree. There needs to be better fucking education on the topic. I mean, it's absurd that anything like it's a travesty that should happen.
Well, I mean, it's just a huge waste of resources that could be spent on people who want to live and that can live, that have a chance. And, when we think of how little amount of money it takes to buy a human life on this planet, and it's just so cruel and stupid. And it's like on all levels, it's dumb, and we just can't get there because there's this stupid religious taboo against us taking any control over life. It's God's ground, and we're not allowed to trespass on God's ground. And it's just a horrible waste. I mean, I had two relatives that spent over 10 years in nursing homes not knowing who the fuck they were. Over 10 fucking years. So you're talking probably about $1 million each thrown down the crapper on people who didn't even know their own fucking names.
Are you against nursing homes?
Yeah, I've seen that time.
Well, I'm for people dying as humanely and gracefully as possible, but the idea of warehousing people with no life, no quality of life, in these hellholes, so I guess I'd have to say I'm against nursing homes. I mean, I volunteered at some when I was a kid, and it was damn ugly. I saw some shit. Guys still sitting in there. I mean, the little vivid memories of this shit, the shit.
My grandma was forced into a nursing home because she had Alzheimer's.
Yeah, well, it's it's a death. I mean, that shit. Once your brain's dead, there's got to be a mechanism to gracefully get you the fuck out. I mean, I don't want to be here when I do know my name. I certainly don't fucking want to be here when I don't even know who the fuck I am.
Well, a handful of a couple of glasses of wine and a handful of antihypertensives, beta blocker, blood pressure pills, and that'll do the trick, certainly.
Yeah, well, everybody's got their own arguments about that, but lots of suicides are sloppier than they should be, and that's not good. We should have a legal right to do it the right way. I mean, the way we put animals down works pretty damn good. 28 seconds, it's over. And yeah, I mean, it's just whatever. It's got to be. There's just no reason. There's no rational reason to force people who can't utter the words "I want to live." If you can't say those words, yeah, then you're done. And if people are afraid that they might say those words in some kind of crazy, depressed moment, then let them sign away their right. Let them say, I don't want the right. Let them say, I shouldn't be allowed to make a choice. But, until I utter the words, I'm afraid of my own judgment. Yeah, my own judgment to decide how long I live and how I live.